Wisconsin is as good as it gets.
It's all about the Badgers.
Go Badgers! Go Badgers!
Games like this is what really separates college football from everything else.
Open up the history books. Here comes Rondell.
That was J.J. Watt, and what a story this young man is.
Gordon again. What a performance by Melvin Gordon.
And the pass rush gets home for the Badgers. Camp Randall lets it roar.
This is ESPN Wisconsin College Game Day, brewed by Coors Light on ESPN Wisconsin and the ESPN Wisconsin app.
The final home game of the season, senior night at Camp Randall Stadium. Bret Bielema is back in town for the Fighting Illini. So much motivation for the Badgers, so much juice still in this town here on Regent Street, and still two more opportunities for Wisconsin to end their season well, as this is ESPN Wisconsin College Game Day, brewed by Coors Light. My name is Riley Yauk. I am typically back in the Everlight Solar Studios, but today I get to be out with you guys, my esteemed colleagues, Adam Mertz, former Wisconsin punter Brad Nortman. It's just great to be out here with you guys today. How you doing?
Fantastic to see you here in person.
Yeah, thank you. I appreciate that. It's just nice to, be out here with the people in the tailgate. It's starting to fill up now. We got Illinois fans. We got Wisconsin fans. It's just fantastic. We got Jesse Nelson. He is calling the Culver's Isthmus Bowl out in Sun Prairie today, hence his absence. Owen Dimple back in the Everlight Solar Studios, holding it down. Massive shout-out to him. And it's just a pleasure to be here today. But looking back to Brad.
It is. I will say, every time I come to Madison on a game day, I'm expecting a party, right? And I would say it's usually a 9 or a 10. It's about a 5.5. I think the cold weather, the upcoming holiday weekend, I see a lot more orange than I would like to. It's always a party here in Madison, but I don't know. I'm always a little bit struck when it's not the tenor that I'm used to.
So a lot of people are wearing orange this weekend. Up north hunting somewhere, too.
Yes,
correct?
That's true. So maybe it is hunting gear. Maybe it's not.
Was people just taking it out on this one and watching from some bar way up north?
Yeah, exactly. But nonetheless, old Bret Bielema in town, bringing back memories for me. I do love there's sort of like a Bret Bielema media blitz whenever he plays Wisconsin, and then normally I'm not following the Fighting Illini vocal clips that he's putting out there, but he's still got the same swagger, the same bravado, the same baritone voice. He's still the same, and as we look at this program that Wisconsin's playing, I am not surprised whatsoever that he was able to now, I think 4 or 5 years in, resurrect this program from really nothing to now they're ranked. They had 10 wins last year. So will they ever knock the door on the college football playoff? I don't know about that, but they're knocking on the door of being a contender in the Big Ten.
Yeah, and they've only lost, albeit in brutal fashion. They've gotten demolished by the teams that they've lost to, but only the best of the best. Indiana, Ohio State, and I believe Oregon?
They lost to
Washington. Washington was their bad loss. Yes.
Yep.
Yes, but this is ESPN Wisconsin College Game Day, and it is presented by Coors Light. When you need to refresh on game day, choose a beer that's as cold as the Rockies. Cold filtered, cold lagered, and cold packaged for peak refreshment. When the mountains are blue, you know what to do, and that's crush a Coors Light. 2025 Coors Brewing Company, Golden, Colorado. Looking back to last week, guys, Wisconsin facing number 2 Indiana. You knew that was going to be tough. None of us picked them to win, but they hung tough in the first half, only trailing 10-7. Probably should have been 10-10 if Nathaniel Vakos doesn't miss a field goal. And then Indiana turned on the gas, couple of turnovers. How did you guys feel overall after the Badgers' 31-7 loss to the Hoosiers last week?
Well, they obviously did turn it on, and they showed Indiana, that is, why they're the number 2 team in the country. And, again, another remarkable turnaround. I was impressed with the way the Badgers came out to play. Only since this whole statement by the athletic director that Coach Fickell's coming back. You've had 2 games. And it was a hard-fought Washington game. Let's be honest. Wisconsin benefited from the elements, and they sort of muddied up the whole game and made it an ugly game that Wisconsin could pull out. And it was going to be hard to beat Indiana at Indiana, so I wasn't expecting a victory, and they actually kept it closer than I thought they would, particularly in the first half. But there are guys on this team with heart, and I think that is the one thing I take away. We know that this team is insanely limited on offense, right? Gideon Atuka, I'm guessing, is out today. I wouldn't imagine they throw him back in there after the scare from last week, so they're going to be even more limited. Like the one bright spot where I'm like, okay, maybe you can utilize this. So even more on Carter Smith. But I'm encouraged by the defense. I am. A few of those linebackers in Catalano and Posa, there are some guys that like to hit. They look like Wisconsin linebackers. So maybe I'm at the point where I've reached acceptance, and I'm just looking for silver linings because I know now that Coach Fickell's coming back in 2026, so there's level of acceptance. Okay, so who do we got? Coming back? Where this is almost, I said this on the pregame last week, I'm in self-scouting for 2026 mode now. I know we got 2 more games. I would love to get the axe next week, but I'm basically in self-scouting mode. Who's on this team? Who's going to be around next year? What can you build off of?
Yeah, hey, I will tip the hat because I think our number one complaint from last year at the end of the season was that the team quit. Mm-hmm. I mean, you don't like saying that, but it becomes even more stark when you're looking at the effort that's being put forward with a substandard roster this year. Those guys are out there trying.
Yeah.
They're putting their best effort forward, and this is just what they've got at this point. Last year was depressing on so many levels. This year I'm actually, and maybe again it is the 7 layers of grief almost about where the program is at, but it really does not seem to be bothering me as much this year of where they are. I think the things that get me mad are Nathaniel Vaco's missing an opportunity in a game like this where you want to do everything you can to represent yourself well.
Yeah.
I was inflamed by the referees missing a blatant holding call on Indiana's first touchdown drive. I'm not saying they're going to beat Indiana. I'm not saying that at all. But, make them work for it. And maybe that's a little bit more of a game. I'm ticked that Fickell let the final minute of the first half tick off.
Yeah.
With
two
timeouts in his pocket. What are you doing?
Yeah. Okay, see, so
what are you doing?
I defended that in the postgame show. We had that question, too. But we know this offense is completely inept. I feel like the risk of turning it over is so much higher than doing anything good on that possession.
So you're going to win the game?
No, on the...
I know. So you were going to win the game?
Yes, exactly.
Play hard. Give it everything you got. You're not going to win the game. Put everything out there. Put Carter Smith in that situation. You got 1 minute. Let's see what you can do, kid. Who cares? Who cares?
And hopefully,
I think they were trying to win the game.
And hopefully it's not the last time that this young offense is going to be put in a position where they got to run a 2-minute drill. And it's a great experience. And it now is as time as any to just turn it on. Turn it on, let it all rip. You know, especially now, you're not going to a bowl officially, and they just hold nothing back. I guess is what I'm leaning toward in this young group. Give them experience, give them reps, and I feel like you missed out on one right there.
Yeah, and that's what I'm saying. I actually agree. Yeah. If you think you're going to win that game, you do what he did. You're not going to win that game. So give your guys the opportunity to be in that situation and to be in that moment when the game matters, and and see what they do, see how they perform. And I was bummed. I'm like, why are we doing this? So that's my only complaint, really. I thought the defense continued to play hard in the second half, even after they were getting marched on and mowed a little bit. I have no complaints about that effort last week at all. That was phenomenal.
And my curiosity now is, there is heart, there is excitement, and there is a bit of football mortality for some of these guys. And inevitably, end of season comes. If you're an upperclassman, you're realizing, man, this might be my last shot. I only got one more season left. So my curiosity is these guys that are playing hard. This is a unique time in college football. Are they playing hard to, deposit a little goodwill into the program? Maybe you get a little pay bump internally from NIL, or are they putting film out there for the transfer portal? So we're going to see how much belief there is in this program when you've got the studs like Posa and Catalano and those guys, Gideon Atuka. Those guys look good. They look like college football players that many programs would want. So when the rubber hits the road and they have maybe more money elsewhere, will they stay with Wisconsin? That is what I'm most curious on.
And we shall see. This is ESPN Wisconsin College Game Day, brewed by Coors Light. And, Brad, you mentioned Atuka, Catalano, Posa. Those guys are all young, freshmen,
They are.
sophomores. Tonight is senior night. What did senior night mean to you as a player, and what's that experience like? Like, walk us through just the experience of going through that locker room, coming out in the field, and being honored one last time.
Yeah, it gives me chills a little bit. So it was our last game. So I always liked personally when senior night was your last actual game, and it was weird. Not now this year, and every year they play Minnesota for the last game. We played Penn State. It was a home game, Penn State. And I guess we needed to win to go to the Big Ten championship game
Back
against
in the Leaders and Legends
Yeah,
era,
Leaders
the
and
Big
Legends
Ten.
to play Michigan State to go to the Rose Bowl. So it was my last game in the regular season and last game at Camp Randall. And, you're almost brought to tears thinking about it. There's a couple moments throughout my football career, and it was never in a victory. It wasn't even in a defeat where I'm brought to tears, but emotional welling of an ending of a chapter is what brought me to tears. I cried in my last high school football game. Yeah. I cried on senior day running out the tunnel. I cried when we lost the Super Bowl. But with this one, I remember a couple things. One, my parents, my sister, her husband, my wife, out on the field. Cool moment to be able to have them on the field, grab a picture, give everyone a hug. And honestly, to bring this full circle, you kind of go out single file, right? And you let the guy have their moment. You run through. I don't know if they still do this, but when I was on it, you could have all former players in line as well, right? So you had a bunch of former players lining up from the end line all the way to the 50, and a couple of my best buddies that had already graduated were in that line. So I was able to say hey to them. And who is greeting you before you head out is Coach Bielema. Right, Coach Bielema gives you a big bear hug. He says he's proud of you. Thanks for everything. You embodied what it means to be a Badger. A really quick exchange. And for me, I'm lucky that the same head coach that recruited me out of high school, when I wasn't sure if I could play college football at all, he's the same one that greeted me and hugged me and thanked me on senior day. So it really comes full circle now on senior day when he's coaching for the Illinois Fighting Illini. It's one of those times where I can just see it vividly. The hug, the embrace, the run out there, the chills, the tears. I will say, though, it's ceremonious, it's exciting, it's emotional. Then you play football. Kind of weird. It is kind of weird to do. Now, we had a great team back then, and we just steamrolled Penn State. But in a game like this where you try to embrace it and you try to enjoy it, because you'll never get it again. Yeah. You also got to turn the page in about 60 seconds and be ready to hit somebody. Not me, thank goodness, but most of the other guys need to go out there and hit some people. So enjoy it. These seniors have been through a lot now for the University of Wisconsin. So however many people are in the stands, they wore the cardinal and white. They deserve some respect, and they deserve a standing ovation from the fans. But it is strange to have that sort of ceremony and then go play some football.
And I think it's 31 seniors and 15 that have been with the program for a few years.
Yes, I believe
I saw.
32 seniors and 16 are from have been with Wisconsin their entire career.
Yeah. Gosh, so you're thinking about the first year of Paul Christ going back, because this is the third year of Fickell.
Yeah, so last season of Christ with the / Jim Leonard.
Yeah, assuming you weren't even redshirted.
Yeah.
So that
right.
What a tumultuous
gosh
career. But they stuck through it, which I give them credit for.
Yeah, credit to those guys, too, because like you said, in this day and age of other options, other places you can go, I know that not everyone has the same options as other folks, but you always have that option of, if you're just not happy anymore, this is a grind.
Yeah.
Even for punters.
Even for punters.
But what these guys put their bodies through out there, this is not one of those sports that you can show up for and kind of go through the motions on and feel okay about. You're laying it on the line every day. So credit to those guys for sticking with this program and seeing what they could do this year.
And I'll tell you what, for those 15 of the 31, is that how many?
16
of the 31, it means more. Whether you're from Wisconsin or not, when you're a high schooler, you're a boy. And, by the time you run out, you're a man. So, you go through that process with one team. I get it. You can jump and you can make more money. And I don't know what I would have done if I was playing college football now. But basically, to have the start and end here, it's just going to matter more. I think their hearts can be fluttering a little bit more. And I'm just excited. It just brings me back. I'm excited for these guys.
Now, one more home game at Camp Randall for all 32 of those men. Excited to see it go down tonight against number 21, Illinois. Looking for a reliable roofing and home restoration company in Wisconsin? Badgerland Exteriors is here to help. Residential and commercial roofing, siding, and solar. Badgerland Exteriors has you covered. Visit BadgerlandExteriors.com to get started today on your next project. Our promise to you, as Jesse Nelson always says, we make our game picks in segment 2, and then we defend our take. Wisconsin, number 21, Illinois. Bret Bielema is back in his old home. Excited to make our picks. Those are coming up next. Don't go anywhere. This is ESPN Wisconsin College Game Day, brewed by Coors Light.
The countdown to kickoff continues next. You're listening to ESPN Wisconsin College Game Day.
Brian here from Canopy Wealth Management. At Canopy, we create strategies that are tailored to your needs and goals. We've invested heavily in client-friendly software so your assets and plan progress are available to view in one place at any time. Whether you prefer only the high-level information or enjoy the intricate details of the planning process, we've got you covered. Canopy Wealth Management. Care, competence, clarity. It's not just a tagline, it's a promise. Go to canopy-wealth.com to get started today. That's canopy-wealth.com.
'Tis the season to be planning your holiday events. Whether it's a party for 10 or 10,000, Celebrations has the sound, video, lighting, special effects, and custom-themed decor to make it the best party ever. Hi, it's Jeffrey from Celebrations Entertainment. With us on your team, your holiday or New Year's party will be easy to plan and super fun to attend. DJs, casino games, lighting, and photo booths are just the beginning at celebrationsentertainment.com. That's celebrationsentertainment.com.
Want to pay off this year's renter mortgage? Feel like a real estate mogul at Ho Chunk Gaming Madison during November's Live for Free promotion. Starting at 4 p.m. on Saturday, November 29th, 24 winners will each spin the wheel for a cash prize of up to $5,000. Then at 8 p.m., one grand prize winner will pocket $25,000 in cash to use toward their rental mortgage. This could be your chance, but you have to be here. Live it up this November and go to Ho Chunk Gaming Madison.
Start your career where the road to success is paved in coffee. At Dunkin' Donuts, we're now hiring crew members and hourly shift leaders at our locally owned locations. Dunkin' offers flexible schedules, employee discounts, health and dental benefits, and paid time off. Plus, bolster your resume with our own leadership training program and even scholarship opportunities. Up to $1,500 per semester. Text Team Spirit to 85000 or visit teamtmart.com/careers to apply. Dunkin', America runs on you.
All you have is one chance after an accident, one decision on who to call, one shot to get the help you need. Don't waste it on the one offer you get from your insurance company. Make the one call to Gruber Law Offices. It's the only one you'll need to make. Call us today. Gruber Law Offices. One call, that's all.
Electric bills are out of control, but with federal incentives, you can go solar with zero upfront cost and start saving hundreds a month. Badgerland Exteriors and Solar is a local and family-owned company, and they make the switch to solar simple. No pressure, no hassle, just honest.
AJ with Badgerland Exteriors here. Contracting made easy is more than a tagline. It's how we run our family business. Visit BadgerlandExteriors.com to get started on your next project. That's BadgerlandExteriors.com.
Looking to take your baseball game to the next level? GRB Academy provides year-round training programs designed around your schedule and your goals. For over 15 years, GRB has been Wisconsin's leader in player development and advancement with a state-of-the-art 52,000 square foot facility of elite baseball training space and coaches who know how to get results. From youth to high school, baseball players trust GRB to help them reach their next level. Training program spots are filling quickly, so don't wait. Register now at grbacademy.com.
Hi, I'm Dr. Joseph Henningsen with Stoughton Health Ortho Team Clinic. I specialize in joint pain and joint pain surgery, specifically hip and knee replacement, including second-time surgery for hip and knee replacement.
Learn more at orthoteam.com.
Game day starts on Regent Street. Fuel up before every Wisconsin football home game at the Monster Energy tent. Grab free samples, snag some Monster gear, and get your energy up before kickoff. The best football pregame start with Monster Energy.
Your state, your teams, your ESPN. The ESPN Wisconsin app. Customizable just to you. Find the ESPN Wisconsin app in the Apple or Android app stores today.
Countdown to kickoff rolls on here on ESPN Wisconsin College Game Day, brewed by Coors Light. Riley Yauk, Adam Mertz, former Badgers punter Brad Nortman here live on Regent Street. Have you been waiting to buy your next home? Stop. Now is the time to get housed. For over 30 years, Bruno Realty has been providing excellent real estate and property management services in the Madison area. Contact their team at BrunerRealtyInc.com to get started today. That's BrunerRealtyInc.com. And speaking of getting housed, the Badgers last game in their house tonight, Camp Randall Stadium against number 21 Illinois. And as we promise every week, we make our game picks in segment number 2. Let's get to those right now. Hey, no worries. I should have told you in the break, Owen, that we hadn't opened for this segment. Brad, let's start with you.
An exciting opening.
Yes, it's a great open.
Because last week you gave us a hard time for not
I know.
Yeah,
and now look, I slide into the hosting chair and immediately I forget my producer brethren and hang them out to dry. I apologize, Owen. That is on me. Brad,
this is just part of the inside game of media of just keeping our audience around a little bit longer as we tease our picks. But speaking of our picks, I have the Illinois Fighting Illini 24, Wisconsin Badgers 13. That's an 11-point loss for Wisconsin. I don't see them getting blown out. I've seen enough from this young core at Wisconsin that they're going to keep it close. I don't have a whole lot of optimism for this offense. If you look at Illinois, Luke Altmaier, good quarterback. He's been around for a long time. He had the opportunity to leave, actually, for more money, and Coach Bielema convinced him to stay back and finish out his career at Illinois. So something to be said about that. Their offense is balanced. It's good. Their defense, unfortunately, is good at stopping the run, not so good at stopping the pass. So it's kind of the opposite of what you could take advantage of for the University of Wisconsin. So Atuka out, Carter Smith still cutting his teeth. I view this offense, O-line still struggling. I view this offense as being slow and sluggish again. I think that 13, part of that comes from a takeaway on defense where they get good field position. But I don't expect a lot out of this offense. And when it comes to this defense, I think they're going to be stout. I think Illinois is going to have to earn every point and every possession, but at some point they have more talent. They're better coached. They have more to play for, honestly. They're not going to make it to the playoff, but they have more to play for. They are ranked, and Coach Bielema, this is personal for him, as always. So, and he wants to make a statement. So I think they're going to win. I don't expect a blowout. I expect it to be respectful, at least for a little bit. Illinois will pull away, but I do not see Wisconsin getting a win tonight.
Yeah, and I'm in that camp as well. I've got Illinois 20-10, and I sit there each week and I think about, okay, where are the points going to come from for the Badgers? And even getting myself to 10 points is not an easy task. It's the reality of things.
Yes.
I mean, you can look at the stats and their rankings in the 130s in terms of national numbers on offense. You can look at the eye test of just not being able to string together drives consistently enough and make enough plays, or having a young quarterback who shows some things, so I'm actually pretty excited about, but commits a couple of costly turnovers last week. They're just not there yet. So I'm with you in terms of the defense. What's interesting to me is that seeing Bret come back this time, you think back to the hype around when he came back in here in 2022 and his first time back, and you're kind of psyched up about getting a shot at him, and the way that things fell apart that day. That's what sticks in my head most about this game is, wow, that game shook Badger Football Foundation to its core. Made us question everything that we'd seen for decades and the path forward, and brought us to today. And so it would be amazing if somehow this team can pull one out and another improbable upset, Washington style, and get one today. It would be magical for the team. It would be obviously sensational for Coach Fickell. I think that the chances of that, if I had to put like a percentage on it, 10%.
Yeah.
Somewhere in that region. That's where I'm at.
All right. 2 losses predicted by Brad and Adam. Before I give out my pick, let's head back to the Everlight Solar Studios. Owen Dimple, who do you got today and why between the Badgers and number 21 Illinois?
I think this is a really interesting game. You have Wisconsin on their senior day, a lot of family and friends in the crowd. I think it's going to be a little bit bigger crowd than what we've seen before because of that. Illinois is a ranked team, but I think Wisconsin will find themselves in a tough, nasty, disciplined football game in the fourth quarter, but come up just short. 2017 Illinois.
Devastating news, Owen. But unfortunately, I was of the same mind that it was going to be a bigger crowd today. Looking at the crowds on Regent Street and here at our tailgate, I'm much less convinced that the crowd is going to be bigger than it was against Washington. But we can hope. My pick, I'm always the optimist on this panel.
Sure are, Riley.
And Brad, you're a fellow man of God. Are you familiar with the verse Hebrews 11:1?
Remind me.
Faith is the realization of what is hoped for and the evidence of things not seen.
Beautiful verse.
I think, yes, I agree. And I think most of this season, that's what I've been operating on. Just blind faith the entire season. And I said I wouldn't pick the Badgers again until I saw something from them that gave me confidence. And against Washington and in the first half of Indiana, I saw something that gave me enough confidence that gives me the opinion that I think they can beat Illinois today. I was researching this. Last week I couldn't find any stats that gave me any confidence that Wisconsin could upset Indiana. This week I did. Drew Altmaier, the quarterback for Illinois, he has thrown an interception in each of his last 4 games. I think that is how the Badgers get the job done today. I have them winning 21-17. 2 of those touchdowns are because of the defense. The Badgers forced 2 turnovers, set their offense up with easy, short fields like they did against Washington, and Carter Smith and company is able to put together 1 drive longer than 50 yards. Just 1, and the defense is stingy as always. Hold Illinois to 17 points. The Badgers with the upset. 21-17.
Riley, if I may, to come back with another verse from Scripture. I thought this was you all year. Blessed are you have seen and you believe, but blessed are those who have not seen and believe. I thought you were going to be in the not seen and believe all year. But hey, I appreciate somebody's got to be the optimist of the panel, and I appreciate the fact that it's you.
Thank you. I appreciate it. I was hoping you'd get a kick out of that.
I love that.
Bringing Scripture into it tonight. And I feel like that's what we've had to deal with most of this season is just operating on blind faith. But quickly here, pivoting.
I mean, we might as well all have verses.
Exactly. You got bust one out, Adam.
Let's say that Jesus was a Badger fan. My verse for tonight would be Jesus wept.
Oh, wow. That's a good one.
Powerful one.
There you go.
Powerful.
Wow. You're getting a Bible lesson today here on ESPN Wisconsin.
I think the only way Wisconsin wins today if the Holy Spirit moves, baby. Yes. That's the only way that I see it happening.
Preach, Brad Nortman, preach. This is ESPN Wisconsin College Game Day, brewed by Coors Light. Now, taking a look at Illinois, this was something that piqued my interest during Luke Fickell's press conference on Monday. Someone asked a question about Illinois' lack of consistency, so to speak. They've blown out most of the teams they beat. They're 7-3 on the year, but they've gotten blown out by the teams they lost to. Crushed by Washington, smoked by Ohio State, and just embarrassed by Indiana. Fickell actually looked at that and praised them for their consistency, that they haven't changed their approach. They don't get too high, they don't get too low. Bielema's he's done a great job of keeping them level. Yep. What do you guys make of that just dichotomy between their wins and losses?
Yeah, it is interesting. I take it as Coach Bielema is always about, it's not about them, it's about us. So we're gonna game plan for them, but we're gonna do what we want to do. So in the times they've got blown out, I believe 2 things have become true. One, the other team has more talent, and they got out-coached, to be quite honest. And that's saying something for Coach Bielema, because I think he's really well coached. Yep. Aaron Henry, former teammate of mine, defensive coordinator. Yeah. I think he's I love A-Hen. Great guy. But I think that they have a really good coaching staff. But we live in this this Big Ten where there's some elite teams, right? I mean, Washington at the time, that's probably the most black eye of a loss they've had. But Indiana, was it Oregon or Ohio State that they lost to?
Ohio State.
Yep.
Yep.
I mean, those are just quality opponents that they are outmatched. So I think that it's easy. The positive of it's about us. We're going to do what we're going to do. We're not going to change for anyone, and we're going to impose our will. That works when you can do that. But sometimes that game plan and the talent just gets outmatched. So, I think that it's interesting to see how the Wisconsin – I also think it's something about culture when you stay with that common thread. It's interesting how Wisconsin seems to get up for the big games but fall short for the games where they play beneath them. But maybe Wisconsin is among the teams beneath, so who knows. But knowing Bielema, it is a staunch belief that we got this. We're going to do what we're going to do, and we're going to get the victory because of that. That doesn't always work out in the way because sometimes you just get outmatched.
Yeah, and, I was thinking back to the game against Indiana, and I remember making predictions on this show, and I think I picked Illinois.
I think almost all of us picked Illinois.
Because no one was buying Indiana in year 2, like, hey, that was a great run, but can they replicate it coming back? And that was a huge eye-opener, I think, both ways. Illinois, I know that people had wondered aloud whether they had what it takes. They were a top 10 preseason, were they not?
Yeah.
And they're like, that seems like it's more based on what they did last year as well. But what strikes me about what they've done, and this is a credit to Bret Bielema, is that when he was here, he always beat the teams he was supposed to.
Yeah.
He always beat the teams he was supposed to. Indiana, you look at the schedule, it'd be like, okay, Indiana, Purdue, Northwestern, most of the time.
Yeah.
But
auto wins, generally speaking.
No question. Minnesota. Every year you knew it was going to happen. So I really do think it's just purely a talent issue on the Illinois side of things, that they don't have the explosiveness. Maybe they're just not as well-rounded as they were last year. Luke Altmaier's, I think he's a really good quarterback. He's not someone who's like an absolute game changer for you. So I give him credit. I mean, and you look at the stats. Think about this, too. Illinois, if he wins tonight, if Bret wins tonight, guess where he is on the all-time wins list for coaches at Illinois?
Top 5? I mean,
definitely top 10 if you're giving us this stat, I would guess.
Yeah, number 3.
Wow.
Dang. Number 3. He's got 35 wins there.
That is crazy.
That's tied for number 4 of all time. So, wow. What he's been able to do in building that consistency, that's not easy. So give him full credit for that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Especially when the DNA of that program wasn't necessarily physicality or consistency.
Nothing.
It was always being a bottom feeder, and maybe, just maybe, you'd have a blip year when you have a dude.
Yep.
But generally speaking, to get talent and to get guys to play hard, it's not like it's just a given like it always was all those years at Wisconsin.
Yeah, I mean, they had those couple of years with Juice Williams, right, where they had solid squads.
Absolutely.
Aurelius Ben.
Yeah.
He was a teammate in Jacksonville. Good dude, too.
Nice.
Okay.
Yeah.
But that's going back to, they're having a dude, not necessarily the culture that they have built and that Bret Bielema has clearly built for the Fighting Illini. We also have some breaking news out of the Wisconsin Badgers camp. Our injury report is brought to you by Orthopedic and Spine Centers of Wisconsin. Their Saturday Sports Injury Clinic has you covered. Skip the emergency room circus and get expert care from the pros who actually know sports injuries. Walk in any Saturday from 9 to 11:30 a.m. at their location off the Beltline and get back in the game. Gentlemen, breaking news, Gideon Atuka is officially ruled out for the game tonight. Your immediate reaction to that news?
Not surprising, but I am just so pleased that he was feeling as good as he was getting back on the team playing last week. Because you watched that thing and how it happened, and he was so defenseless when he got plugged because he had been stood up that first time. And you saw him take one right on the chin. You're like, oh, my gosh, what's going to happen to that guy? So I'm just happy that he's in a good condition. I always wonder, too, on a situation like that, Brad, how much of it is mental as much as physical when you're carted off on a stretcher and taken to a hospital and just sort of making sure that you're still there entirely.
Yeah, I mean, it probably makes sense for him to shut it down completely just to be safe and no need to push it in a year that it's not worth pushing it in. And I know, when the replay happens, we see it all in slow motion, right? Yeah. But when he goes hit, all in real time where it's like bang, bang, bang. It's scary stuff, man. You forget that it's like a car accident out there.
Yeah.
So I'm, like you said, so thankful that he's okay. His playing career seems to be completely open. It just makes the task even harder because he was probably the lone bright spot. Carter Smith, yes, too, but he seemed like a very reliable runner of the football. And without him, it's just hopefully a next man up mentality can occur.
Yeah, and the thing that he was so effective for them because of what they can't do offensively. He was the sledgehammer who would come in. You're not getting big enough holes. Great. I'll make one for myself.
Yeah.
His durability up to that point was just remarkable, too. It seemed like nothing fazed him at all. So just really impressed with what he did. I'm really curious to see how many snaps they give to Jackson Aker in the backfield tonight.
Yeah, he's a senior, right?
Yes.
Yeah,
senior kid from Verona.
Yeah.
He's shown that he knows how to run the football.
Yeah.
Before, I mean, it's going to be like not even to this level, but it'll be a Matt Bernstein.
Yeah.
Pulling him out against
That's
Penn
a great
State.
name.
Think a little bit about that kind of offensive philosophy to try to get some action because I'm just not seeing it right now with Darian Dupree in terms of what this offensive line can give him.
Yeah.
And he's still coming back. Like, he was supposed to be on the pitch count last week and got
Yep.
overused a little bit. So they're going to have to be really intelligent tonight about how they fill that gap.
Yeah, Jackson Aker listed as a fullback officially. Darian Dupree, your starter. Grover Bortolotti is your second string.
I like that
senior.
name.
I don't know where exactly. I'll have to check during the break. He is a Wisconsinite.
Whitefish Bay, correct?
Oh, really?
Yes, I believe you're right.
Yeah.
So we may see some number 43
Well,
action today. Grover
Senior
Bortolotti.
night. What a great
on
running back
senior
number.
night, a potential fun story there. This is ESPN Wisconsin College Game Day, brewed by Coors Light. Canopy Wealth Management carries a long-standing tradition of working in the best interest of their clients every day. The team at Canopy emphasizes building local relationships and believes that values matter and strengthen their communities. At Canopy, care, competence, and clarity isn't just a tagline, it's a promise. Go to canopy-wealth.com to get started today. Hope always springs eternal before kickoff as the Badgers anticipate taking on number 21 Illinois. But not a great season for the Badgers, not a great week for Luke Fickell. Some lost recruits making headlines this week. We'll address that next. This is ESPN Wisconsin College Game Day, brewed by Coors Light.
The countdown to kickoff continues next. You're listening to ESPN Wisconsin College Game Day.
Metro Ford of Madison is Madison's trusted Ford dealership. Whether you're in the market for a new or new-to-you vehicle, Metro Ford of Madison has the customer service that's second to none. With a legacy of excellence and an extensive selection of quality Ford vehicles, it's the place to go for the new Ford of your dreams. Browse their inventory, schedule a service, or see this month's offers at MetroFordofMadison.com. That's MetroFordofMadison.com. Or visit them on the east side of Madison today.
Want to join the fastest growing home solar company in the nation and work in the fastest growing industry in the world? Everlight Solar has open positions in the Madison area and in their newly open Milwaukee location. As Wisconsin's largest home solar company, Everlight Solar offers great opportunities to gain new skills and advance your career. Don't miss the chance to join the Everlight Solar team. Visit everlightsolar.com to apply today. Save money, save the planet, and start with Everlight Solar.
It takes a team to meet just about any goal, and that's as true on the football field as it is in the office. So it's good to know that you have the Gordon Flesch Company on your side. For more than 60 years, GFC has provided cutting-edge office technology for companies of all sizes, and as the nation's largest Canon dealer, GFC delivers the latest office technology, service, and is supported by the most experienced professionals in the industry. That's business technology managed. Visit gflesh.com to learn more.
You hear that? That's the sound of Pepsi Zero Sugar, the better tasting, more refreshing Zero Sugar Cola. Listen to that endless pour. Pure refreshment. If it sounds this good, just imagine how it tastes. Oh yeah, so good. Pepsi Zero Sugar. Let your taste decide.
When it comes to your career, most companies want you to be interested in them. At Northwestern Mutual, their mutual interest is you. That's why they listen to your career goals, plan the steps to get there, and work side by side all along the way. To learn more about career opportunities, search for Northwestern Mutual Southern Wisconsin online or call 608-836-3080. That's 608-836-3080. The Northwestern Mutual Life Insurance Company, Milwaukee, Wisconsin.
Prize Picks is the best way to win cash on the Packers, on the Bucks, and whether it's football, basketball, or both, Prize Picks makes every game more exciting. Hey, it's Mark Tauscher here with ESPN Wisconsin, and I've been playing Prize Picks, and it is as fun and simple as it gets. Which players are going to go off? Which ones are overhyped? Make your picks in less than 60 seconds, and you can turn your takes into cash. Just pick more or less on at least 2 player stats, get them right, and you can cash in. And now Prize Picks has stacks. Pick the player up to 3 times in one lineup. You want more on Giannis's threes, assists, rebounds? Stack them all only on Prize Picks. Plus, you can follow other players and copy their lineups in one click in the new Feed tab. And with injury reboots, if your player leaves in the first half and doesn't return, it won't count as a loss. Deposits are fast and easy with Venmo, Apple Pay, and MasterCard, and more. Download the Prize Picks app today. Use that code WI and you get $50 in lineups after you play your first $5 lineup. Again, that's code WI for Prize Picks. Prize Picks. It's good to be right.
Starion Bank redefines local banking in Madison. As a community bank with a commitment to Dane County, experience a banking relationship where your goals are our priority. Enjoy competitive deposit and loan rates and a partnership that thrives on local engagement and support. Starion Bank is more than a full-service financial institution. It's a community pillar dedicated to your prosperity. Visit one of our convenient branches in Middleton, Monona, or Sun Prairie. Starion Bank, offering banking, lending, mortgage, and cash management.
Hi, this is former Badger Pro Football Hall of Famer Joe Thomas. You're listening to 100.5 ESPN WTLX Monona, Madison. Good Karma Brands radio station.
For the Wisconsin Badgers as they battle Bret Bielema, number 21, Illinois, tonight at Camp Randall Stadium. With Celebrations Entertainment, Jeffrey from Celebrations Entertainment actually stopped by during the break. Planning events has never been easier. They have complete event services for weddings, corporate events, nonprofit events, outdoor movies, casino nights, and much more fun. Visit celebrationsentertainment.com to get started today. Celebrations Entertainment, fun, memorable events. Teased it at the end of the last segment. It's been a rough week for Wisconsin in the recruiting department. 3-star offensive lineman Ben Novak flipped to Indiana, and he made some controversial comments, some things that stirred the pot here in Madison, saying, "I just can't," in reference to Wisconsin's losses or wins over Miami of Ohio and Middle Tennessee State. The quote, to be fair, was taken a little bit out of context. He also was talking about going too far away from home. He's from Virginia. But I feel like that's just a microcosm of where we're at, as there's no offensive linemen left in the class of 2026 for Wisconsin now. Like, that can't happen if you're Wisconsin.
I'm just wondering what they're saying behind closed doors now, because you look at this recruiting class and it depends what you look. I've seen 14 total recruit commits. I'm not sure how many you're going to get last minute here, and I've seen them in like the 60s. I saw them like 65, 67, 67, 67.
Hey.
And they just must be directing all their focus to the transfer portal, which maybe if you've got 1 year to figure this out, maybe that is your approach that you think is going to work, but I don't love how that sets up for the future. So it's concerning. It's just another domino where you're looking and saying, where is Wisconsin football winning? Are you winning in NIL? Are you winning on the field? Are you winning in recruiting? It's hard to find a win.
Yeah, and that's the one thing that people have been pointing to that Luke Fickell has brought is an elevated recruiting profile and be able to get some bigger names in. And it's not surprising. I mean, you can only sell it for so long when you're seeing the product on the field and kind of deterioration in terms of the culture around the program too. It's just not easy. You can sell that. You can come here and get time right away and be part of this young nucleus. And I think there is some allure to that, but it obviously wasn't enough for these guys. I know that the reading that I've done out of this is just how much they were counting on Novak as kind of a little bit of a leader of this whole class as well. He was someone who'd been committed for a long time and just had some charisma about him. So that's a tough one. They do have, I believe it's 5 and 5 offensive linemen from the previous 2 classes. So it's not like the numbers themselves are going to kill you out of that, but for Wisconsin to not have any offensive line commits 2 weeks before the deadline it's bad optics, and they're going to have to do something about it.
Yeah, disappointing to say the least, but you know what's not disappointing? Our special guest coming up next. Save money and save the planet. Ditch the energy bill and make the switch over to Everlight Solar, your local solar energy company based in Madison. Visit everlightsolar.com to learn more and make the switch today. Everlight Solar, a proud partner of Wisconsin Athletics. Evan Cohen and Michelle Smallman of ESPN Radio's Unsportsmanlike coming up next. You won't want to miss it. This is ESPN Wisconsin College Game Day, brewed by Coors Light.
The countdown to kickoff continues next. You're listening to ESPN Wisconsin College Game Day.
Played like a pro but felt like an amateur? Twisted your ankle or jammed a finger under the Friday night lights? At Orthopedic and Spine Centers of Wisconsin, their Saturday Sports Injury Clinic has you covered. Skip the emergency room circus, dodge the waiting room sitcom, and get expert care from the pros who actually know sports injuries. Saturdays, 9 a.m. to 11:30 a.m. Walk into their location off the Beltline and get back in the game. Orthopedic and Spine Centers of Wisconsin, your comeback starts here.
At Gruber Law Offices, we take great pride in helping those who have trusted us after a serious accident. Our team has the knowledge, resources, and experience to get you the results you deserve. Don't wait to get the help you need. Make the right call. Call Gruber Law Offices today. Proud partner of Wisconsin Athletics. One call, that's all.
Looking to buy your next home or ready to sell and move on to bigger and better things? What's up, Madison? It's Stacy from Bruner Realty. Don't be left out in the cold this season. Let's get housed. Nobody knows what the future holds. The longer you wait to find your next home, the better chance you'll be paying more for it than you would be today. Don't miss out on what could be the best opportunity to find your dream home. Contact our team at BrunerRealtyInc.com to get started. That's BrunerRealtyInc.com. Let's get housed.
Looking to take your baseball game to the next level? GRB Academy provides year-round training programs designed around your schedule and your goals. For over 15 years, GRB has been Wisconsin's leader in player development and advancement with a state-of-the-art 52,000 square foot facility of elite baseball training space and coaches who know how to get results. From youth to high school, baseball players trust GRB to help them reach their next level. Training program spots are filling quickly, so don't wait. Register now at grbacademy.com.
ESPN Madison is your home for Wisconsin Badgers volleyball.
Back to the Badgers, right side. There's Alicia Andrew finishing the first set on the slide.
From early season showdowns to a run for the national title. Hear every match this season on 100.5 ESPN and the ESPN Wisconsin app.
Left side, Collier, a no-doubter. She gets another one.
Wisconsin Badgers volleyball on ESPN Madison is presented by Steinhoffels and Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin. Also brought to you by Northwestern Mutual of Southern Wisconsin.
America is kept safe because the Army National Guard responds, protects, and supports our nation when it needs them most. The Army National Guard responds to disasters such as wildfires and floods. They protect us with missile defense, cybersecurity, and civilian support teams for chemical, biological, and radiological hazards. Be there for your community and your country. Visit NationalGuard.com to learn more about part-time service. Sponsored by the Wisconsin Army National Guard. Aired by the Wisconsin Broadcasters Association and this station.
Your Honda gets you everywhere. When it needs service, you need Zimbrick Honda service. Their customer service is second to none, and you can experience it for yourself at 2 convenient Madison service locations on Fish Hatchery Road and Grand Canyon Drive. From simple maintenance to expert repairs, Honda certified technicians handle it all. Stop in for an express oil change at Fish Hatchery Road on Saturdays. No appointment necessary. Part of the Madison community since 1973. Shop local. Shop Zimbrick Honda.
Your family's safety is your responsibility, and it starts with a solid roof.
When the next storm rips through and takes some of your shingles with it, call Badgerland Exteriors. Or looking to replace your whole roof but don't want to break the bank? Let the team at Badgerland Exteriors give you a free, no obligations estimate.
AJ with Badgerland Exteriors here. Contracting made easy is more than a tagline. It's how we run our family business. Visit BadgerlandExteriors.com to get started on your next project. That's BadgerlandExteriors.com.
The Don has spoken.
This is not a program that you have to turn around. This is not a rebuild program. This is a program that has won, has been winning.
Listen to the Barry Alvarez Show, Mondays at 6 on 100.5 ESPN.
This is ESPN Wisconsin College Game Day, brewed by Coors Light. For more than 65 years, Gordon Flesch Company has been providing cutting-edge technology for companies of all sizes as the nation's largest Canon and Lexmark dealer. That's business technology managed. Visit gflesch.com to learn more. We're absolutely thrilled to be joined by two of the hosts of Unsportsmanlike, which you can hear on ESPN Madison every weekday morning, 5 to 9 a.m. across 100.5 ESPN and the ESPN Wisconsin app. Evan Cohen and Michelle Smallman, thanks for being here. How'd your tour go today?
It's been amazing the last couple of days, Riley. We, what day is it? Saturday.
We've been here a while. We've been here a while.
So, which tour? Because we've had so many tours. Today, I took Smalls on a tour of State Street and everything around State Street.
Okay,
yeah.
Nice.
Which I realized we actually said we were going to do something that we didn't do.
What?
I literally just remembered this in this moment right now. You said you wanted to go see the sorority house, which we never did.
Oh, yeah. I wanted to pop by my sorority house here and take a picture and send to my girlfriends from Illinois.
I forgot to do that.
It's
So,
okay. But shout out to the Thetas regardless.
Up and down State Street today. She had brats. We're not going to give out free pub to anybody that's not working with the show.
Yep.
But she had a brat.
And cheese curds.
Cheese curds and
a spotted cow, naturally.
Let's go.
Excellent.
They call it the tourist special. I didn't know that. A brat, cheese curds, and a spotted cow.
Which she gave out free promotion to a company that doesn't work with us, as we are a Coors Light here. So wake up when I lead you into that. Okay,
my bad.
And then yesterday,
Just had a great time.
Yesterday we did we did our show from ESPN Madison. Then we went on Wilde and Tausch. Then what did we do after that?
Camp Randall?
Student radio.
Student radio.
We spoke at the student radio station yesterday. Then we went to Camp Randall, got a whole tour of that. And then we went and we were at Buck and Honey's for the big Q&A. Mertzy was there last night. And it was Tausch, LePay, my professor, Professor Hoyt, who I had in school. And, during the day, during our show, Smalls' head coach, both of your head coaches, Brad's head coach and Smalls' head coach, Bret Bielema, joined us.
That's right.
Did I leave anything out?
I don't think so, but we've had an action-packed 2.5 days here in Madison. It's been unbelievable. Obviously, I went to the University of Illinois, and I am a Illini forever and always, an Illinois girl at heart, but I have kind of adopted the state of Wisconsin, and they've been so welcoming to me. When I chose the Packers as my NFL team, we've been spending a lot of time in Wisconsin over the past couple years. We've been to Milwaukee. We've been to Green Bay. Both those cities have been wonderful to me. I am not surprised at all that Madison was the next one on the list. Everyone here could not have been more kind or welcoming to me, even though I'm technically an enemy.
Yeah, Smalls, I'm wondering, your experience in Madison. Evan, I'm curious, usually, historically speaking, usually a very good football team on the field, and that makes the party scene that much better.
Yeah.
I feel like a little bit like this isn't quite the 10 out of 10 Madison that we're able to show Smalls, but still a great opportunity to be here, and you're enjoying yourself so far?
Absolutely. So I've been here one other time. I haven't been to a game at Camp Randall, so I'm really excited to go there tonight to see the teams in action and obviously see Jump Around in action and the vibes. But I was here back in 2015, maybe when I was producing for Rosillo and Canal. We went on a college football tour. We came here, I believe it was Wisconsin, Ohio State. My co-producer, Steve Cerruti, who still works with Ryan, loved Madison so much. We had such a good time. This is no joke. He was looking for jobs in Madison on the flight on the way home. He loved Wisconsin so much. So I always knew Madison was a great college town, a great place to be, a great place to live. But I feel like I haven't really experienced the football side of it. So it's nice to come back here a second time and really put the cherry on top of the game.
Wait a second. Were you here for the for the which game? The Ohio State game?
I think so.
When Ohio State was number 1?
I can't remember. It was 2015. So whatever. I can go back and look at the. Here, I'll tell you right now. I'll go to my phone.
The only reason I ask you is because I was here the weekend that Wisconsin upset Ohio State when they were number 1. What year was that, Mercy?
That was 2010.
Oh, 2010. All right, so that wouldn't have been that.
I was a junior.
You were on that team.
Yeah.
Well, a lot of people credit you for the win.
I mean, of course they should, as they should.
What was it, Shabert?
Well,
it was 2016. Excuse me.
Well, it was a long pass early in that game. Who was your quarterback?
Tolzien.
I was at that.
Scott Tolzien.
Were you?
Yeah. Was it well, I know that David Gilreath took the opening kickoff. That set the tone.
Yeah, maybe that's what I'm thinking of.
And it seems like James White and Monte Ball, John Clay had a field day that day. But the next week, and I want you guys to bring this up to Coach Bielema when you see him on the sidelines. Next week we played at Iowa. They took about 20 head coaches, the Athletic did, and they wrote an article on what was their favorite play of their entire coaching career. Ask Coach Bielema what his favorite play was of his entire football career.
Okay.
Well, obviously, was it your fake punt?
It was my fake punt.
I knew it!
Bielema's been a part of some amazing teams. And I saw this. It was earlier in the year, and a bunch of people sent me the article, and he's talking about it. And obviously, he went to Iowa, so there's a lot of personal feelings there. And it was such a gutsy call.
He's a huge special teams guy, right?
A huge special teams guy, yeah. And when he saw that, I texted him. I said, "We are forever linked." You and
I love that.
Because I still get remembered for that
Brad,
primarily, not even punting.
Brad, question on this. Is that something you like or don't like as a punter, the fake punts?
I like it. I like it. It's seared in people's memory. I mean, between
it's literally you doing not your job.
Yeah. Well, so it's interesting. So I had 199 punts in my 4-year career at Wisconsin. So that I'm remembered for, and then my senior year playing Michigan State, first Big Ten championship game. At the final punt of the game, I got run into. 4th and 4 became a first down, and obviously we just kneel it out and go to the Rose Bowl. So for those 2 plays, I punted. I've made a career on punting, and 2 plays I'm known for have nothing to do with punting.
That's amazing.
So,
and how many years in the NFL?
6.
And your most memorable NFL, were they non-punts as a punter also? Some of Mertz's best articles were the ones he didn't write.
Exactly. It's too funny. So it's Coach Bielema.
Why are they talking off the air? What's happening here?
I know.
Riley, do your job. You got to reset it and do something here.
We're thrilled to be joined by Evan Cohen and Michelle Smallman of Unsportsmanlike. Unfortunately, we don't have a 5th headset. Otherwise, Mertzy could have just joined in on the conversation. But he requested that I ask you about Kirk Herbstreit.
Me about?
Oh, about me? Okay. Another good point here. If we're going to bring up my 3rd most memorable play, then that will be this. So that same year, junior year, we beat number 1 Ohio State. It was a top 15 matchup, Wisconsin versus Iowa. Called the fake punt. We beat Iowa. And that's obviously the most memorable fake punt. You fast forward to the Rose Bowl, and the very first punt of the Rose Bowl against TCU, Bret Bielema calls another fake punt. I mean, he's getting greedy at this point, right? It's 4th and 4. I'll try to tell the story very quickly. It's 4th and 4. It's more of a sweep as opposed to a straight ahead run. We have a false start. So I'm thinking we're not going to do it on 4th and 9. Look over to the sideline. Bielema gives me one of these. I'm like, they know we're going to run the fake. We still run the fake. 4th and 9. I get 11. I get a grass stain on my Rose Bowl jersey.
My God.
I'm all juiced up. And Kirk Herbstreit on the TV broadcast says Brad Nortman ran a fake earlier in the season. He's become something of an offensive weapon for this team.
God.
So our producer on KBN, Alex Strofe, in his phone, I'm not Brad Nortman. I'm offensive weapon.
That's amazing. That is amazing.
Yes.
Now, wait, can I just – this is interesting because Brad played for Bielema. Smalls is in heaven right now with the Bielema-Illinois pairing and partnership. Let's go back to when you played. What was your perception of Illinois football versus what it is now?
Well, so in 2007, they had Ron Zook, and they actually went to the Rose Bowl.
Yeah.
So that was my senior year of high school. So coming into my time at Wisconsin, you felt like they had some juice, some momentum, but that fizzled out very quickly.
Well, also we got killed in that Rose Bowl by USC.
Hey, you guys did get killed.
We made it, but there was a big disparity between the programs.
It didn't feel like they were quote-unquote back. It felt like a one-year blip. And when I was a part of what we built at Wisconsin, it never felt like the Illinois game was a game that was ever in jeopardy, I'll be honest. It didn't feel like they had the DNA that they do now, where it's tough, discipline, not an easy out. It always felt like, okay, Illinois is in the Minnesotas and the Indianas of the world, where it's like we know we're better. We know we're better coach, and we know we're just going to roll. That's just not this team anymore. And I'm not surprised Coach Bielema has done what he did, because You guys have met him. You guys have talked to him. You know him. He just emits a certain bravado, a certain confidence, a certain connectivity with people that, he imprints his DNA, and he casts a vision, and you believe in that vision.
Do you guys think that's more important now? Like, the bravado? And he can coach, but, like, do you think this, like, are we in the spot we're in because we don't have the bravado at Wisconsin right now?
I wouldn't say it's just because we don't have the bravado, but as a coach and a leader of a Division I, especially a Big Ten football program, you have to be a salesman for your program. And right now, we've been talking about this. We talked about it during the break, that Fickell has really struggled with being a good salesman for the Wisconsin Badgers. You had Ben Novak, a 3-star offensive lineman. He flipped from Indiana last week, or to Indiana from Wisconsin last week. And Fickell, he just hasn't sold a vision of the program as it stands right now that a lot of people are buying into.
Well, there's a lot of terms for that, right? It factor, culture, leader. It's packaged in a lot of different ways, but the short answer is, do you want to play for this man? Does he inspire you to play, to be at your best, not only on the field, but on Wednesday morning in January when you have to do stations and you're getting your butt kicked? There is something about top-down culture being built, and when Coach Bielema's in a room, you just want to follow that man. And what we have right now in Wisconsin, I don't know Coach Fickell. I've never personally met him, but it just doesn't seem like that element. I've never met him
That's
before.
the issue right there. Why has Brad Norman not met Coach Luke Fickell?
Yeah, and ironically, so the former player outreach has been fairly minimal. Coach Chris was really good at it.
But I don't think you should have met him as a former player. Not that that's irrelevant. I think it's more relevant right now that you have a platform for 3 hours every afternoon in Milwaukee and Madison on KVN, speaking to a lot of people.
Yeah.
You and Ben as two former players, sure, Ben basketball, but I almost don't know that the former player part matters as much as where's my soft landing spots? Where can I go when I have a message? Because the reality is, you're going to do your job, but you're also going to give him the opportunity to do his.
Yeah.
And that's why, by the way, Illinois does an unbelievable job with Michelle, because they'll reach out to her constantly, and we'll ask the questions that have to be asked, but there are no questions that have to be asked right now, because it's just you're fun, you're good, you're back. I don't know. I would voluntarily look for I don't know if soft landing spots, but the best PR I can get.
But as you said, that might not always be the case, right? If Coach Bielema in Illinois has a down year next year, you're going to be more in their corner because you feel the connectivity. There's more belief in the program. And honestly, too, there's just a lens inside to what they're doing. So you feel like if you throw your support behind them, you're standing on some firm ground.
Absolutely. But I'll tell you this. When I was hosting the morning show in St. Louis and Coach Bielema first came to Illinois, and they were building what we have now, and things weren't as good as they were now, he still was reaching out to us to make sure that he was coming on, because he knows what the talent is like in Southern Illinois and in Missouri, and he wants to make sure that he has a presence not only in Chicago, not only nationally, but all over the state of Illinois, which includes Southern Illinois into Missouri. Yeah. So he really understood from the beginning, even when this isn't great and we're not ranked, I need to make sure that I'm making myself available to talk about the University of Illinois, the brand of Illinois, and what we're going to become.
Well, why do we have somebody over there with an Illinois jersey? Why did we let them into Wisconsin College game?
Why not? Why not?
Yeah. Do we have a shot tonight?
I don't think so. I mean,
good.
Well, define a shot. I mean,
enjoy the game.
5% chance? I guess anything can happen.
I would disagree. Mertzy said a 10% chance for Wisconsin to win today. I think Drew Altmaier, he's thrown a pick in his last 4 games. I think if the Badgers' defense is forced turnovers today, that they have a shot at winning. I think Wisconsin can muster maybe one offensive drive longer than 50 yards.
Oh, my
God. Outside of that, they're going to need a little help from the defense. This is ESPN Wisconsin College Game Day, brewed by Coors Light, joined by Michelle Smallman and Evan Cohen.
Do you hear that? Brewed by Coors Light. That's when you don't use the other beer name.
My bad.
Of Unsportsmanlike, weekdays 5 to 9 here on ESPN Madison. And I know you guys got to get to the field. Before you guys go.
No big deal.
Evan, okay. First, a question for you as a fellow WSUM alum.
Right.
2-pronged question for you. 1, how special was it to get to talk to the students yesterday? And 2, how did you organize it where Amber and Zaslow are broadcasting from the student radio station, doing game night from there? How'd you pull that off?
Well, so I, about a year and a half ago or a year ago, was introduced to Kelsey, who runs the student radio station. She's a faculty member, like a paid employee from the university. And the reason I was introduced to her was from my professor, Professor Hoyt, who was my professor my senior year of college. And I knew my whole time in college. And the previous person to have the faculty role at the student radio station was a man by the name of Dave Black. He was wonderful. He was amazing. He actually, unfortunately, passed away, and Kelsey took over for him. And I did not know Kelsey. So Professor Hoyt introduced me to Kelsey, and I said, okay, let me connect you with some people, and I'll obviously keep in touch. So when they told us we were coming here for this game this weekend, which was awesome because, listen, we have neither of us think of ourselves as big. Both of us believe our platform is enormous. And it's really cool that our platform is featuring our two schools, and they're featuring our two schools this week because of us, which is really awesome, right? So when they told us we're coming back here, I immediately reached out to the student radio station to try to get them involved. And one of the executives at ESPN Radio, Mike Uranaga, said, well, why don't we do the Zaslow and Amber Game Night show from there? And they all coordinated it. So it was great. I mean, to have a national show. If you think about this weekend, we had our show on Friday with Joe Thomas and Mark Tauscher coming in person from ESPN Madison. And then the game night show from the student radio station here on UW-Madison's campus.
Yeah, that's phenomenal. Are you guys going to make it a home-and-home thing next year if Wisconsin at Illinois?
Is Wisconsin at Illinois?
I'll have to check the schedule to confirm. But next time Wisconsin is at Illinois, broadcasting from the Illinois student radio station in Champaign.
That would be a dream. If we could go to St. Louis, if we could go to Champaign, anything having to do with where I'm from, where I'm so proud to be from, it would truly be a dream come true. I love it because we got to come to Wisconsin and see Evan's alma mater, his stomping grounds. We got to do Thursday night football at MetLife, Giants, Packers, and experience that with Cece. So now it's my turn next. We got to make it happen.
Now, to be fair, without getting too detailed, there was something on the horizon for 2 weeks from now that got altered for us to go to St. Louis. So that is very conscious that it's in people's minds, and there could be some other things that she doesn't even know about that are in the works.
Oh, my gosh.
Good tease. That's a radio professional right there. And before you guys go, we make everyone do this. Official prediction and why for Wisconsin taking on number 21 Illinois. Senior night here at Camp Randall Stadium. We'll let the guests go first. Michelle, who do you got?
I'm going to pick Illinois.
Surprise. Score or no?
Score, yes.
Wisconsin 60-8.
Let's go.
Wow, that's
60-8. Okay, well then I'm going to say I'm going to reverse the Indiana score where they took it to us earlier in the season. I'll say Illinois 63-10.
Wow, that would not be good.
Bragging rights on the line here. I can feel
and
the
by the way, the loser has to wear the other school's helmet on our show for an hour at some point. And,
oh, wow.
Brutal.
So Michelle has it through Illinois to get like a professional helmet. I have already arranged it. I have Tausch's used helmet that she can wear.
Can I just say, I know I'm a soft punter. Wearing a helmet is not particularly comfortable for a full hour.
Brad, you don't think I know? I played the sport.
The Ocho.
legendary former quarterback Evan Cohen. Michelle, Evan, thank you so much for joining. And Michelle, you say 63-10. I feel like maybe that's on your mind because Indiana beat Illinois.
That's what I said. That's what I said.
Okay, yes.
Way to listen, Riley.
Yeah, clearly.
Maybe we have to send you back to WSUM.
Yes, not nearly as much of a radio professional as these two. Thank you so much for joining. This was fantastic.
Thank
Evan
you,
Cohen,
guys.
Michelle Smallman of Unsportsmanlike. For more than 65 years, Gordon Flesch Company has been providing cutting-edge technology for companies of all sizes. As the nation's largest Canon and Lexmark dealer. That's business technology. Manage. Visit gflesch.com to learn more. This is ESPN Wisconsin College Game Day, brewed by Coors Light. Don't go anywhere.
The countdown to kickoff continues next. You're listening to ESPN Wisconsin College Game Day.
Looking to join an international quality golf club right here in Madison? For a limited time at TPC Wisconsin, enjoy full golf privileges and all club amenities without full dues. Pay just $150 per month through March to maintain your full golf membership with no golf dues until April 1st. Don't miss out on this limited time offer. Schedule a tour or submit a membership inquiry at tpcwisconsin.com and start enjoying the private golf club experience you deserve. That's tpcwisconsin.com.
Liberty Station American Tavern and Smokehouse isn't just a barbecue restaurant. Open daily for lunch and dinner, Liberty Station serves American comfort food with regional touches using many locally sourced ingredients. The bar at Liberty Station offers vintage cocktails created in a classic style, local craft beers, plus a wide array of wine options. And be sure to check out their sprawling patio with an indoor and outdoor porch area. Liberty Station, conveniently located just off the Beltline on Rimrock Road.
Hey, it's Jim Rutledge, and if you're like me, you want to look good, feel good, and still enjoy life. That's why I go to Carbon World Health. Whether it's recovery after a long week, boosting energy, or getting your fitness dialed in, Dr. Nestor Rodriguez and his team have you covered. And now, they've got a new med spa in Sun Prairie that has everything you need to look as good as you feel. Carbon World Health isn't just a gym, it's a total wellness experience. Visit carbonworldhealth.com to learn more.
Hey, it's ESPN Wisconsin's Alex Stroh for my great friends at Door County Distillery. Locally produced, handcrafted, award-winning spirits made locally in beautiful Door County. It's the best time of the year. It's bourbon season. Weather outside getting a little chilly, but you can stay warm with a delicious glass of the Door County Distillery bourbon. Or check out Door County Distillery exclusives like their cherry bourbon and their bat bourbon. It's bat good. Visit their website, doorcountydistillery.com. That's doorcountydistillery.com.
You've got a lot to be thankful for this season, especially the incredible deals at Metro Kia of Madison. Right now, you can drive home a 2026 Kia Sportage or a 26 Kia Sportage Hybrid with 0% APR for 48 months. That's just $21.22 per $1,000 financed. Be thankful for savings, thankful for style, and thankful for a ride that makes every drive feel brand new. But don't wait. These offers end December 15th. Find your next Kia today at MetroKiaMadison.com.
Badgers volleyball insights straight from the man on the sidelines.
There'll be aspects of what we're doing offensively that our teams have not done before.
Tune into the Kelly Sheffield Show on ESPN Madison, presented by North and South Seafood and Smokehouse.
The hardest ticket in town is for the volleyball match in the field house. I mean, that's really hard.
It's the Kelly Sheffield Show with Badgers volleyball head coach Kelly Sheffield and host John Audius on 100.5 ESPN and the ESPN Wisconsin app.
This is Eric Brown, owner of Siding Unlimited, letting you know that Siding Unlimited installs Pella windows and doors. That's right, Siding Unlimited installs windows, and we do it really well, earning the prestigious Pella Platinum Premier National Certified Contractor of the Year award 5 times. New windows, our expert team will deliver on a smooth, hassle-free installation, making you feel proud of calling Siding Unlimited for your window project. Looking for new windows and doors? Visit sidingunlimited.com or stop by our beautiful showroom in Madison.
What's better than cheering for the Packers with an ice-cold beer in your hand? Cheering for the Packers with an ice-cold beer in your hand that you got for 10% off. And when you get Packers checking from Associated Bank, you get even more. Like 10% off food and 10% off drinks on game day. Like that ice-cold beer in your hand. Plus 15% off Pro Shop gear. Only with Packers checking. Associated Bank. Bank of the Packers. Learn more at associatedbank.com/Packers. Member FDIC.
Your state, your teams, your ESPN. The ESPN Wisconsin app. Customizable just to you. Find the ESPN Wisconsin app in the Apple or Android app stores today.
Madison, Wisconsin is as good as it gets.
It's all about the Badgers.
Go Badgers!
Go Badgers!
Games like this is what really separates college football from everything else.
Open up the history books. Here comes Rondell.
That was J.J. Watt, and what a story this young man is. Gordon again. What a performance by Melvin Gordon.
And the pass rush gets home for the Badgers.
Camp Randall lets it roar.
This is ESPN Wisconsin College Game Day, brewed by Coors Light on ESPN Wisconsin and the ESPN Wisconsin app.
Massive thank you once once again to Evan Cohen and Michelle Smallman of Unsportsmanlike for joining the program. This is ESPN Wisconsin College Game Day, brewed by Coors Light. Regardless of who wins tonight between Illinois and Wisconsin, Gruber Law Offices has a reputation for winning. Their team works tirelessly to help people seriously injured in accidents by providing the best care and service. There's never a fee until they win your case. Gruber Law Offices has been serving the state of Wisconsin for over 35 years. Gruber Law Offices, one call, that's all. And we exchanged two special guests for the price of one. We now have
a big downgrade. Big downgrade.
Host of Jim, Matt, and Molly, and of course our Badgers dedicated show, The Jump Around, which airs every Thursday on the ESPN Madison Milwaukee YouTube channels at 12:30. Jim, great to have you here.
Yeah, thanks. Nothing big to follow, right? You know,
no.
Evan Cohen and Michelle Smallman. That's all. No biggie.
Yeah, no one of consequence.
Right,
and Adam,
yeah.
good to have you back on the mic as well. What were your big takeaways as you were listening from the outside to Evan and Michelle?
I was just glad that we were able to rehash so much of Brad's stardom.
Oh my God, I was not prepared for that. Little old me.
That was phenomenal.
That was fun.
No, it's really neat. I love when you bring in people who don't have the experience here, and it's the first time they're witnessing Madison on a game day and get that Camp Randall experience. I would love to hear what Smalls has to say, afterward, and I'm sure they'll be talking about it on the show.
Well, and hearing the excitement in Small's voice. This is going to sound bad, but it's fun to hear excitement from a fan of your school. I just felt like we haven't had that in a long time. I feel like everything has been sort of a cloud over the program. I mean, the way she speaks about Illinois and Bielema, there's an optimism, there's an excitement. I found myself jealous, honestly, the way she talked about Illinois.
Yeah, and it's not just like we talked about based on faith. Like, they have tangible results. They're 7-3 with 7 really good wins this year. Jim, you predicted the Badgers to win today.
I do. And I know Brad played for Bret, but to me, Bret on the road, and I know this is Camp Randall, it's a little home from, it's hard. He's not as good. He's really good at home. He's a really good recruiter. I never have thought of him as a great, what's the word here, strategic coach.
Tactician.
Yeah. And I think that Tressel specifically can confuse this Illinois offense, and I think the Badgers, what they want to do with Grimes and with Carter Smith, it'll be easier to do against Illinois, but they did it for a half against Indiana, and they did it for an entire game against Washington. So I'm using that as the game plan for it. Run the ball, bleed the clock, play really good defense. Riley, I think I heard either on the pregame or one of your Badger minutes that they turn it over. Illinois has thrown an interception basically every game.
Yep.
Well, short field. My concern is the special teams, Brad, are a disaster, especially the kicking game.
Yep.
With the I think, are they benching Vacos or what are they?
Yeah, there was a kicking competition this week between Vacos and Lam. I don't know if they've announced the starter yet. I don't think we'll know until we see the Badgers' first attempt to kick, but Lam at least got a crack at it.
So, that's my only concern in this, because bad teams need to be as tight as they can, and I think the Badgers' defense is legitimately good.
Yeah, I think I'm with you there, and you're totally right about Bret Bielema. He's a recruiter, he's a connector, he's a culture setter, and he had his time of being a good defensive coordinator. That's just not his thing anymore. He delegates that. He delegates the game plan. He's aware of what's going on, but he's not doing deep X's and O's. It's one of the reasons why I feel like he's a good head coach figurehead, because he does all the other things except for the specific game plans. I don't think Wisconsin is going. I think Wisconsin took Washington by surprise a little bit. I think they can take Illinois or Indiana by surprise a little bit. I just don't think you're going to take this team by surprise. Given Bielema's personal history with the team, he's going to get these guys up. I think it's going to be fairly close, and Illinois is going to pull away. But I think that's just where it's at. I think there's just too many things that put a lid on what the Badgers can do. You're going to have to rely on a turnover. You're going to have to rely on a couple things to bounce your way. I would just be surprised if this Illinois team came out flat.
Yeah, and, the heyday for the Badgers was when Paul Chryst was the offensive coordinator. You had Doran as a defensive coordinator. Those guys, obviously, long-term head coaches in college football. That's when that team was at its absolute best, so Bret could just focus on being the figurehead. So, and that's what you want out of a head coach. But with Illinois, I'm not saying that they're going to be ill-prepared or any of that. I just think Wisconsin's defense is legitimately good.
I think they're good.
And so it's just a matter of the offense. Don't turn it over and bleed the clock. That's not going to surprise anyone. You're just going to have to be able to play old-school Wisconsin football I have them winning the Badgers 16-14. I mean, this is going to be like time of possession Badgers, like you're going to bleed it out and hope to God you make your field goals and maybe get one touchdown in there. So that's where my hope comes in, because offensively, the Badgers throwing the football is not something you can rely on at all. Yeah. But I'm with you. I mean, this could go sideways, and Illinois should be favored for a reason. It's just I feel like it's possible after they beat Washington in the first half against Indiana. It feels like they believe in themselves again, Brad.
I agree with that.
Alabama game, it's disappointing that it seemed to wipe out any positive momentum they had. It took them a long time to get their feet underneath them. But I think they have some of it now. Maybe it's Carter Smith. Maybe it's the defense showing some success, but it seems like they believe in themselves a little bit more.
Yeah, I think you're right, and it's interesting, too. There's been a youth movement over the last several weeks. I almost wonder if the upperclassmen experience fatigue of sorts, right? Where, like, you've been through – we talked about the senior class. The senior class, the 15 or 16 guys that they started with Paul Christ, that feels like an eternity ago. Yeah. Think about all the drama and roller coaster ride that's happened till then. I wonder if a lot of the upperclassmen – not that they lost juice, but there's a fatigue factor that's just going to weigh on you. And it's a young youth movement. Catalano, Posa, Carter Smith, Atuka. It seems like these guys are the ones that are bringing juice. It's kind of like you don't know what you don't know, but they seem good, and they seem so excited for the opportunity. They're laying it all out there.
Yeah, and with that, you see it in the NFL. You see it in college. I'm sure you experienced it on either one or both levels. It doesn't even have to be the veterans are grizzled or disenchanted. It also can just be having a young pup in there. You remind you of like, oh yeah, this is fun.
Yeah.
Like this is really, I can have this opportunity. So even if some of the vets, you just naturally get a little stale, and then you see this guy come in and be like, oh yeah, this is like the coolest thing in the world. I am playing Division I college football. So I think that's part of it too.
It's a good point. I totally agree.
How much progression, Jim, do you think that Carter Smith can make over these next couple of games, just being nursed along? Because I feel like you're running out of ammunition on offense with the Tuca out and a hampered Dupree at best. So how do you run the ball if you don't have any running backs?
Carter can run the ball. And I think.
And how much do you want to expose him also?
I get
in
that,
the running game.
But at this point, it's and Brad can speak this too. Like you're out of guy. Like you just have to play and you have to win and you have to figure out how to play it. I mean, I understand you can't get Carter hurt, but you need to figure out how to win a football game and get out there and do it. How much can he develop? I don't know. God's honest truth, I have no idea how he is as a passer. I mean, saw him some in high school do with Brett Guy, but I do know that a quarterback coming in, we've seen it plenty of times, and Jeff Grimes did this a little bit at Baylor, I believe, with their quarterbacks who couldn't throw as well. And even at Kansas, just use the quarterback as a weapon, as a decoy. Even if Carter's not the one running it all the time, if they can work in, you can't change the whole offense, but try to work in as much read option, RPO sort of things you can to make life as easier as possible for Carter. I guess the one progression would be is don't be the run, pass. Don't do that.
Yeah.
Like you're going to have to pick your spots, and they did a great job against Indiana with that play action on fourth down. And I think, to me, I'm not worried about Carter actually throwing the ball. It's going to be the reads and what's out there. So if you can cut the field in half, make it super simple for him, and it's like, hey, play action, and if the guy's wide open, let it rip. If he's not, run it. And that's not great for long-term development, but Fickell has got to build momentum in the next season from the players and from fans' perspective.
Well, so I wanted to ask you that, Jim, because it's at Minnesota next week, so we're not going to have you on pregame next week because it'll be in the studio and whatnot. I just want you, like, where is your pulse for next year? Because we had, Ted Kellner go on the Homer Hour and KBN talking about they're in the bottom third of NIL and money, however you want to say that. They want to be in the top third, and he thinks that can happen. But meanwhile, you got 14 high school recruits, a 2-week transfer portal. That's all you get nowadays. So do you think, and do you have optimism, given all of this, right, the negative of the recruits, but the positive of the money, does it give you enough optimism going into next season?
It's a good question. I worry about what do the actual players think, because money talks, obviously, but, I mean, do you really want to come here if you're a player? Like, that's the hard part with Wisconsin stumbling out of the gates when you had the more premier talent. It's been going downhill, and I know money still matters, but you're like, why would I go to Wisconsin when I could go to Indiana or Illinois, who will pay me the same money with a better program? And we all love Madison. We all love the university, but let's just be honest, the university and the education is probably last on the list for a lot of these kids, at least early on. And so they're going to have to be good in their recruiting. And they found some hits in the portal and through this. The quarterback's going to be the big decider.
Yeah.
And we had a debate about this on the jump around, and we get to that in a second about what they do at quarterback. But for me, I worry about the money. Do they truly get it? I've heard plenty of people telling me that the Badgers were trying to write contracts. It's like, well, if you do this, you get paid. Nobody else is doing that. You just have to give the kids the money. And so the other concern I have is that Kellner talks about this influx of cash. I hope he's not talking about the revenue sharing because everyone's getting the same amount of money.
Yeah.
So then, you didn't actually get an influx because everyone else had their floor lifted too.
Yeah, I thought the same
So I don't
thing.
know where this mystery revenue stream is and then why they didn't tap into it earlier. Those all things that scare the bejesus out of me.
Yeah.
It's also embarrassing that Ted Kellner did a better job, and you guys did a great job with him, and same with the Homer Hour, talking about this program than Chris McIntosh did.
Yes.
It's embarrassing that Luke Fickell isn't begging, borrowing, and stealing to be on with Big Cat, with Evan, and just, hey, let me get out there. Let me get on national. Let me be, that's what Bret is good at.
was doing that.
Brett is
And
good at
he's
that.
very good
he
at that.
understands it. He did that for us here at Wisconsin. He gets it. Barry got it. And Luke Fickell can be embarrassed all he wants or downtrodden all he wants. You still have to get out there and sell the program. That was the one thing I thought with him was hey, he gets it more than Paul did, that you have to be a ambassador for the program. You're almost a GM as the head coach, not an actual coach. But to your thing, to me, the whole optimism for next year will be, can they go get a top 5 transfer portal quarterback? And they can do it. Tanner Mordecai was a hell of a recruit they brought here.
Yeah.
He got hurt.
He was a gamer.
Yeah, he threw for almost 4,000 yards back-to-back years, 30-some-plus touchdowns. I know it's SMU, but we saw a healthy him in the bowl game. And some of those other games were like that level of guy I feel comfortable with. If they're rolling in and it's Carter Smith and then Daniel O'Neal types or even a Billy Edwards type, I'm not going to have a lot of optimism.
Yeah.
They need to figure out how to find the money to pay a quarterback, and then the quarterback can change the whole thing. And that's not going to make them a championship contender, but one good quarterback can lift them to a 7-win team, and then that 7-win team could build momentum going forward.
Well said.
This is ESPN Wisconsin College Game Day, brewed by Coors Light. We're joined by Jim Rutledge, host of Jim, Matt, and Molly. Weekdays 4 to 6 across ESPN Madison, and host of the Jump Around, our Badgers-dedicated digital show that airs Thursdays at 12:30 on the ESPN Madison and ESPN Milwaukee YouTube channels. And I'm curious, Brad and Mertzy, what are your guys' take on the quarterback situation? We did debate this on the Jump Around. Jim is of the opinion, obviously, that we need a big transfer. Pablo wants to see Carter Smith developed. Where I was somewhere in between those two takes. Where do you guys fall in the quarterback of the future discussion?
Well, the pressure's on. I thought the pressure was on this season, but 2026 it's really on, and you have a very manageable schedule. I'm thinking you need that 7 wins at least, like 6 in bowl. That's not. I think you need 7 wins, and it looks good. Is Carter Smith going to be ready to do that as a true sophomore when he's more of a running threat, not a true thrower of the football? I think in today's college football, yes, we need to establish the run, but you also got to have some downfield threat. Look at all the top teams right now. They got quarterbacks that are knocking on the door of the NFL. They can throw the ball down the field. They can make reads. So, to me, I'm not willing to stake an entire coach's tenure on Carter Smith. I think you got to go and get a transfer quarterback that's polished, that's a leader, and is ready to take over the reins.
I'm in the same boat. And it's what I was trying to think of during Brad's answer, which I entirely agreed with, so I was just conceding and still listening at the same time. But is how much does that hamper you if things don't work out well next year in terms of where Carter Smith's at in his development? You know what? At this point in time, I don't think it matters. That's not what college football is anymore. Nope. Yes, he's going to need to develop. If he's not here, then you get someone else in.
Yeah,
That's just the name of the game at this point. All the rules are gone. All the old rules are gone.
Yeah. How is it that we all get it? And I love Barry, and I love Tark and Derek. But, this idea, and even Pablo and Riley, you were a little bit on it, this is not – you cannot draft and recruit and develop anymore. And, Brad, you and I were on the same page. That's what made Wisconsin great.
Yes.
But, Brad, you've realized that, that's not college football anymore. You really can't do that. I mean, I would love for the core of this team, 35-40% of it, to be recruit and develop guys, Wisconsin in-state kids who bleed Cardinal and white, who you could develop, the old school Jared Abadaris types, and have that as your core. But to win, you're going to have these guys that are going to cycle through one and done. And this idea of we're going to do it how we used to, no, that's not college football. That's impossible. So it's honestly the opposite of Moneyball, of trying to think we're going to try to develop all these guys. It just isn't going to happen. And so you're going to have to be good at recruiting to get the type of guys Brad's talked about before with the recruit and develop, but you have to find them when they've already been developed.
Yeah, and I think the only guys you're going to be able to develop is Wisconsin guys. That's why I think it's a mistake to not go with Wisconsin guys, because I think that is embedded loyalty that you might stay here for a little bit less money.
Yes. No, I was going to say here, like, I may be a little bit more on the develop than you guys are, if I'm hearing you correctly on this. So I think a little bit even more than Wisconsin, but I definitely think Wisconsin. Upper Midwest, I think you can still pull that.
Yes.
Madison's a good place. Wisconsin's a good school. It's very drivable. Like, as long as you're in driving distance, I think you're fine.
Yep.
Where I'm thinking about is a program like Georgia, which I follow a lot.
Oh, yeah.
Yes, they're bringing in the pieces when they need them. A lot of those guys are still developed within that program, and they have a core, and they understand the culture, and they understand the expectations. I think we're saying the same thing, but I just want to validate that.
Yes.
You need the pieces, but you still need that core that you're developing.
It's the running backs. It's finding the – you don't want to have to reset your roster every time. Evan Cohen and Michelle Smallman were on with you guys earlier. I'm sure Evan talked about his theory. Give all your NIL money to the offensive line. That's the thing. You have a built-in advantage here at Wisconsin.
Yeah.
Your offensive line, they're here. That's where you can just build a culture, have those guys run that offense. And, Riley, you and I have talked about this before. Brad, you played high school football here. All the quarterbacks and running backs here at Wisconsin, so many of them are not Division I quarterback or running backs, but they are great
athletes,
linebackers in this defense.
Yeah.
And that's another built-in advantage. That
Receivers,
you have.
whatever else it is. Right.
So,
find a spot for the athlete.
Yeah, so it's really the quarterback is the big one, and maybe there's some other spots out there. But for me, it's yes, you always have to develop these guys, but you're still going to have to the quarterback specifically. I wouldn't roll the dice on Carter Smith. Maybe you might have been able to 5 years ago. You go, all right, we'll go with Carter Smith, and we'll see what happens. Worst case scenario, we run the football, play great defense, win 7-8 games, and then the next year, Carter will be great. That's not college football anymore.
Yep.
Jim,
well
thank
said.
you so much for your time. You may not be Evan or Michelle, but you were still fantastic. I appreciate all your insights.
Appreciate it.
This was Jim Rutledge, Jim, Matt, and Molly. Make sure to tune in weekdays 4 to 6 across ESPN Madison, and the Jump Around actually airing next Tuesday at 12:30. Don't miss it. Our friends at Liberty Station are running a game day shuttle program during home games this football season. For just $20, get a Coors Light and a round trip ride to Camp Randall. It all starts at Liberty Station, American Tavern and Smokehouse, located off the Beltline on Rim Rock Road. I am thrilled to be able to run Scotty Says for the first time on site. That is coming up next. Don't go anywhere. This is ESPN Wisconsin College Game Day, brewed by Coors Light.
The countdown to kickoff continues next. You're listening to ESPN Wisconsin College Game Day.
Attention business owners and executives. Looking for a bank that's invested in your community as you are? Look no further than Starion Bank. As a Dane County community bank, Starion offers competitive deposit and loan rates while actively supporting local initiatives. Visit a business banker at one of our convenient branches in Middleton, Monona, and Sun Prairie. Starion Bank, full-service business banking, lending, and cash management.
You hear that? That's the sound of Pepsi Zero Sugar, the better tasting, more refreshing Zero Sugar Cola. Listen to that endless pour. Pure refreshment. If it sounds this good, just imagine how it tastes. Oh yeah, so good. Pepsi Zero Sugar. Let your taste decide.
From the biggest plays on the court to the comments made in the locker room after. An in-depth recap of every Bucks game.
In 6 minutes. No more?
No less. Bucks in 6 on the Bucks Plus Audio Network. If you missed any of the game or just want to relive the biggest moments, Bucks in 6 provides game recaps every morning after. Hear the high-flying dunks from Giannis or the deep threes from Miles Turner. And catch the comments post-game about what happened on the court. Bucks in 6 on the Bucks Plus Audio Network. Find it now on bucks.com/plus or on Spotify, Apple, or wherever you get your podcasts.
Buying a new vehicle should be exciting, and that's what Simden Chevy in Mount Horeb aims to do. That's why they vow to give you the better buying experience. Jim Rutledge here. I've had 3 better buying experiences at Simden Chevy in Mount Horeb, and I keep on going back because the experience and the Chevy is fantastic. So if you're looking for a buying experience you're going to want to repeat anytime you need a new or new-to-you vehicle, I recommend you make the short drive out to Simden Chevy in Mount Horeb, because you're only minutes away from a better buying experience at Simden Chevy in Mount Horeb.
Ben Brust here, and let's cut the crap. I've been sold the lie with sportswear too. You pay a fortune for big name gear, a fancy logo, and a slogan, and it still stinks. Then I found Iron Jock, and now it's all I wear. It's built on science. Their silver ion technology is woven right into the fabric. It kills 99.9% of odor-causing bacteria, and it never washes out, ever. Right now, you can get 40% off your Iron Jock gear. Use code HOLIDAY40. That's HOLIDAY40 for 40% off your order. Shop now at ironjock.com.
At Wisconsin Surplus Online Auction, you won't have to worry about your old lawnmower pulling a hamstring. They make buying and selling easy. Wisconsin Surplus Online Auction is simple, reliable, and unlike your fantasy team this football season, they'll actually deliver. Have equipment taking up space? Let them be your surplus solution. You send it in, they list it, people bid, and you actually win. Bid, buy, sell, and score big today at WisconsinSurplus.com. Because winning isn't just for game day. WisconsinSurplus.com.
Experience, knowledge, and results. That's what really matters when you need help after a serious truck accident. You'll need a lawyer experienced in fighting and winning for people just like you. Gruber Law Offices has the resources, strong track record of success, and a team of experienced lawyers to take care of your needs. We've successfully helped people injured in big truck accidents for more than 35 years. Gruber Law Offices. One call, that's all.
Penalty flags? Not here. Carbless is the clean play that every football fan can agree on. With 0 sugar, 0 carbs, and just 100 calories, you get all the flavor without the penalty. Whether you're tailgating outside the stadium, hosting a crew at home, or watching solo in your lucky jersey, Carbless brings premium cocktails right into the huddle. Made to be refreshingly delicious and game day ready, Carbless keeps fans cheering from kickoff to the final whistle. So this season, skip the sugar, skip the carbs, and make the winning call. Find your bliss with Carbless.
This is former Wisconsin linebacker Chris Orr. You're listening to 100.5 ESPN, WTLX, Monona, Madison, a Good Karma Brands radio station on Wisconsin.
This is ESPN Wisconsin College Game Day. We are broadcasting live from the Starry on Bank booth. Experience a banking relationship where your goals are their priority. As a community bank with a commitment to Dane County, Starry on Bank redefines local banking in the Madison area. Visit one of their convenient branches in Middleton, Sun Prairie, or Monona today, or online at starryonbank.com. It is time to play our favorite game here on the ESPN Wisconsin College Game Day pregame show. It's time for Scotty Says.
It's time to play Scotty Says. Brought to you by Pizza Hut, the official pizza of Wisconsin College Game Day. No one out-pizzas the Hut. Give it up for Jesse Nelson.
Unfortunately, there is no Jesse Nelson here today. You are stuck with me, Riley Yauk, and I have the utmost pleasure to introduce my parents and my roommate Josh as our contestant.
Let's go!
He says. Woo! So the rules of the game are simple. It's just Family Feud with a different name. And our category today is the top 5. Hunting season starts today. Gun season in the state of Wisconsin. What are the top 5 most hunted animals in the state of Wisconsin? Patrick Yauk, you are up first.
Deer.
Good answer.
Good answer. Scotty says. Owen, do we have a ding, ding, ding?
I have a different topic for Scotty Says.
Oh, yes, I sent you the wrong show sheet. I apologize. I will quick send you a picture, but give him a ding, ding, ding for deer.
Yeah, let's go.
Good answer. That's on me, Owen. I'm really hanging you out to dry today. This is my bad. All right.
Deer number one.
Now,
number one.
You're still going, Dad. Now, Deer is off the board. That was number 1. Top 5 most hunted animals in the state of Wisconsin. Turkey.
Good answer.
Good answer.
Good answer.
Yep.
Turkey. Scotty says.
Yeah, let's go.
Running the board. Top 5 most hunted animals in the state of Wisconsin. You got deer and turkey. Those are 1 and 2.
Ooh.
Pheasant. Good answer.
Good answer. Good answer.
Tasty. Very tasty.
Yes, indeed.
Scotty says. Oh!
No.
Pheasant is not on the board. That is 1X against Team Yaukin Prado. Now, who is next? Let's give it to my mother.
Yeah. Here we go.
All right. Top 5 most hunted animals in the state of Wisconsin. Deer and turkey are off the board. Oh, we got to turn up the microphone. Can you repeat that, please?
I had a question, but I'll say duck.
Duck. Good answer.
All right.
Good answer.
Duck. Scotty says.
Yeah. Here we go.
Duck was number 5. We have deer, turkey, and duck off the board. 1, 2, and 5. 2 to go. Top 5 most hunted animals in the state of Wisconsin. These are tougher.
These are tougher.
Yes.
I did not expect these.
No.
Think big.
If it's not wolves.
Wolves. Good answer.
Good answer.
All right.
Good answer.
Wolves. Scotty says. No, I'm sorry. Wolves is incorrect. You're close.
I'll say that's close.
That's close.
That
is close.
Yes, for a little nudge.
Just, yeah. Yes.
Okay, what's close
very
to a
close.
wolf?
And finally, we have Josh Prado on the microphone. Top 5 most hunted animals in the state of Wisconsin. Deer, turkey, ducks off the board. 2 to go. What do you got?
I'm going to go with elk.
Elk.
That's a good answer.
Yeah,
Good answer.
all right.
Good answer.
Elk. Scotty says. No! Unfortunately, that is incorrect. You guys lose and do not win any free Pizza Hut today. Unfortunately, that's okay. Since it is my family and roommate, we may be able to sneak them a coupon later. The last 2 answers on the board were coyote, which my mom realized after wolves. So close.
Yeah. So close.
And black bears, actually.
I had no idea.
I didn't know that either.
Are big hunting in the state of Wisconsin, but that was Scotty says. Thank you so much for playing.
Good work. That was fun.
I know.
Good guesses.
It was a great time.
Job.
Great works. That was brought to you by our friends at Pizza Hut. Pizza Hut delivers a win every time with a big dinner box. Just $19.29. That's 2 medium, 1 topping pizzas, 8 boneless wings, and 5 breadsticks. Feed the whole team for one unbeatable price. Find the nearest location or order online at pizzahut.com. Feed good times only from the Hut. We make our national picks coming up next. I am in big trouble, folks. This is not looking good for our punishment at the end of the year for little old me. Don't go anywhere. This is ESPN Wisconsin College Game Day, brewed by Coors Light.
The countdown to kickoff continues next. You're listening to ESPN Wisconsin College Game Day.
Game Day in Wisconsin calls for a big play. The Big Dinner Box from Pizza Hut. 2 medium, 1 topping pizzas, 8 boneless wings, and 5 breadsticks, all for just $19.99. That's enough for you to feed your whole lineup and the fans before kickoff. Hand-tossed, pan, thin and crispy, even tavern style. Pizza Hut has something for every seat in the stadium. Order now for delivery or carryout at pizzahut.com or on the app. Fuel your game day with the Big Dinner Box. Pizza Hut. Feed good times.
Coors Light presents To Chill or Not to Chill. When your friend skips your favorite song on the playlist. End the friendship. Or choose chill because that song lives rent-free in your head anyway. And you planned ahead by bringing Coors Light to the party. And the sound of that ice-cold can cracking open was music to your ears already. Coors Light. Choose chill. Celebrate responsibly. 2024 Coors Brewing Company, Golden, Colorado.
Metro Ford of Madison is Madison's trusted Ford dealership. Whether you're in the market for a new or new-to-you vehicle, Metro Ford of Madison has the customer service that's second to none. With a legacy of excellence and an extensive selection of quality Ford vehicles, it's the place to go for the new Ford of your dreams. Browse their inventory, schedule a service, or see this month's offers at MetroFordofMadison.com. That's MetroFordofMadison.com. Or visit them on the east side of Madison today.
In the next 30 seconds, I'm going to tell you how to save money and save the planet. It's simple. Ditch your energy bill and make the switch over to Everlight Solar. While electricity prices keep rising, Everlight Solar will give you the chance to take ownership of your power while also reducing your carbon footprint. As a local company based out of Madison, they'll be there with you every step of the way as you make the switch to solar. To learn more about how you can save money and save the planet, go to everlightsolar.com.
Now's the time to plan your total experience getaway to the Island Resort and Casino. With over 450 hotel rooms and a luxurious spa, relax in style before diving into non-stop casino action. Watch your favorite teams on the big screens and enjoy great food and drinks at T. McSee's Sports Bar, or savor top-tier dining at Horizon Steakhouse. Then amp up your night with live music and comedy. Head to where the big game, big wins, and big fun come together. The Island Resort and Casino.
Ready for the snap, and a timeout taken. The team looks a little bit lost. Let's bring in Gina Della from Pella. What's the winning game plan this month?
Wayne, the winning play is simple. A whole house of new windows as low as $297 a month with 0% interest for up to 6 years.
Wow, that's a drive you can sustain for years. No penalties, no interest. A championship move from Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin.
No doubt, Wayne. And unlike the opponent's defense, Pella Windows actually stopped the drafts.
The draft picks we gave up for number one had to be the steal of the century.
True, but I'm talking about replacing all drafty windows.
Roger that. With energy-efficient windows that keep the cold out, you'll stay as toasty as a fan at a warm weather preseason game.
Pay as low as $297 a month for a whole house of new Pella windows.
Don't sit on the sidelines, folks. Make your move today.
Schedule your free consultation today at PellaWI.com.
Certain restrictions apply. It's 11/30/2025.
Win a pair of tickets to see Green Bay host Chicago on December 7th, which includes access to Green Bay's upscale tailgating destination, the Tundra Trio. 3 upscale homes just steps from the stadium, featuring next-level pre- and post-game festivities with gourmet food and premium drinks. Thanks to Dr. Pepper and ESPN Wisconsin. Enter to win now at ESPNWisconsin.com. Wherever you watch the game, nothing hits like the bold signature flavor of Dr. Pepper. Enjoy an ice cold Dr. Pepper during your next visit to McDonald's. No purchase necessary. Enter by November 23rd.
We're on Badgers volleyball.
Near the net, Carter Booth, two-hand slam in the middle.
Because we're on Wisconsin sports.
21 kills for Collier.
Your home for UW volleyball. 100.5 ESPN.
I got the magic in me. Every time I touch that track, it turns into gold. Everybody knows I got the magic in me. When I hit the floor, the girls come snapping at me. Now everybody wants a blast of magic, 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 oh. I got the magic in me. Trick that I let tempo blow your mind. Pick a verse, any verse.
Wisconsin taking on number 21 Illinois in just about 15 minutes. For a limited time at TP Wisconsin, enjoy full golf privileges and all club amenities without full dues. Pay just $150 per month through March with no golf dues until April 1st. Submit a membership inquiry at tpcwisconsin.com and start enjoying the private golf club experience you deserve. Now, without further ado, it's time to get into our national picks of the week. And before we can do that, we got to take a look at the leaderboard update. Mertzy still reigns supreme. He has 34 points. Jesse Nelson, the normal host of this program, out calling the Isthmus Bowl tonight at 32. Brad Nortman at 28, and me in last place with 25.
Did we determine the punishment? Is it dressed as Paul Bunyan for our last show?
I feel like that is fair.
That's pretty fair. That's not too
punitive. You got crushed with the Minnesota thing. That
would have been. I don't think I would have done that. Like that, it was just
that entire season. I legit did research, hard research. I didn't into these games, hard research to be like, I got to get these games right. I cannot wear Minnesota stuff.
Yeah, maybe next year if we want to establish at the start that's the punishment.
Yeah.
And then maybe I'll stop.
It's all about motivation.
Exactly.
It's all about motivation.
Won't pick with my heart nearly as much. But first game. Pitt at number 16, Georgia Tech. I picked the games with the closest lines to give myself the best chance to pass Brad.
I like it.
Who do you got? Georgia Tech favored by 2.5. The Yellow Jackets or the Panthers?
I'm going to take Georgia Tech because with that ACC championship game berth on the line, I feel like they're going to come out and get it done. Who doesn't love Haynes King and what he brings to the offense?
He's fun.
It's so hard to pick them knowing that they barely beat Boston College last week and just don't have it together on both sides of the ball. But Pitt also looked like garbage last week. So I'm thinking I'm going with the Yellow Jackets.
Yeah, when Pitt plays Notre Dame, College Game Day was there last week. There's get up for that game, and then you get crushed, and there's a little bit of a coming down to earth. So I have Georgia Tech as well. I think they're a quality team. Fun to see Georgia Tech actually competitive and ranked.
Yeah.
So I got Georgia Tech.
I'd agree. I can only, I think, pick one game the same as you, Brad, and this is the one I'm going with, Georgia Tech. I got the Yellow Jackets. Moving on now, number 11, BYU favored by 2.5 over Cincinnati. The Bearcats may be underrated coming into this one.
I was trying hard to convince myself to pick Cincinnati in this game. Really pushing hard on it, and I just can't. Again, I have so much respect for Kalani Sitake. I think he's one of those magnetic college football coaches, and guys just play hard for him. And I really think that BYU is going to pull this one out. I'm going to stick with the Cougars.
Yeah, I'm going to go with BYU as well. This one is close, and Cincinnati is a sneaky good team. I mean, we talk about Coach Fickell and the heyday of Cincinnati. This team is not quite as good as that, college football playoff team. This team is very good. With that being said, I think BYU is feisty. I think that they're battle tested. I think they got a lot to play for, and right there in the college football race, so I'm going with BYU.
Absolutely.
All right, I'm going with Cincinnati. I need the Bearcats to pull this off just for me. And finally, Nebraska at Penn State. Nittany Lions favored by 7.5, but I don't know about you guys. Personally, I don't trust Penn State or Nebraska right now.
Yeah, Murphy, you go.
No, absolutely not. I think that everything changes for me with no Raiola. Going on the road into Happy Valley. At Penn State, man, they still have the horses. You've seen it. Do they feel like showing up? That depends. I feel like they will. I think that Penn State will win an ugly one.
I'm gonna leave the door open for you, Riley. I'm gonna go with Nebraska. I know Raiola got hurt. I'm gonna go with the upset. I think Penn State's program is so deflated right now. They do have the horses, but they don't have it together. Nebraska, on the other hand, Coach Rule, I respect him as a head coach. Yeah. And with Raiola out, I'm blanking on the name of the quarterback. He had a great game last week, though. 13 of 15. He ran the ball a little bit. So maybe it was a little bit of beginner's luck, but I think they got something going with this other quarterback. I think Nebraska is going to be okay and get the upset.
Thank goodness, don't have to pick Nebraska. I do not like the Cornhuskers at all. And in this one, I think it's going to be close, but Penn State talent outs, and I hope they have the edge today.
So wait, I was doing the math in my head here. Because you picked Wisconsin, a 2-point game, and because you have Penn State, that's your 3 points on the differential here with Brad potentially.
What happens if there's a tie?
A tie?
We have two Bunions?
Maybe we both need to be dressed as Paul Bunyan.
Someone's Paul Bunyan, the other person's Babe.
Yeah, relax. Make sure to tune in to next week's show as we conclude this Wisconsin football season as the Badgers hope to regain Paul Bunyan's axe. Those were our national picks brought to you by Pepsi. Enjoy Pepsi, a proud partner of the Wisconsin Badgers. Get game day ready with Pepsi, the taste that scores every time. Try Pepsi Zero Sugar, the perfect drink for your tailgate party, and a tasty mixer on Wisconsin. Badgers trying to knock off number 21 Illinois. We give our final thoughts next.
The countdown to kickoff continues next. You're listening to ESPN Wisconsin College Game Day.
Hi, it's Eric from Canopy Wealth Management. Our years of experience have prepared us to guide you through your life transitions. Our local professional team brings over 90 years of collective experience in the wealth management industry for the benefit of our clients. Canopy Wealth Management. Care, competence, clarity. It's not just a tagline, it's a promise. Go to canopy-wealth.com to get started on your financial future today. That's canopy-wealth.com.
Want to pay off this year's renter mortgage? Feel like a real estate mogul at Ho-Chunk Gaming Madison during November's Live for Free promotion. Starting at 4 p.m. on Saturday, November 29th, 24 winners will each spin the wheel for a cash prize of up to $5,000. Then at 8 p.m., one grand prize winner will pocket $25,000 in cash to use toward their rental mortgage. This could be your chance, but you have to be here. Live it up this November and go to
Ho-Chunk Gaming Madison.
Electric bills are out of control, but with federal incentives, you can go solar with zero upfront cost and start saving hundreds a month. Badgerland Exteriors and Solar is a local and family-owned company, and they make the switch to solar simple. No pressure, no hassle, just honest.
AJ with Badgerland Exteriors here. Contracting made easy is more than a tagline. It's how we run our family business. Visit BadgerlandExteriors.com to get started on your next project. That's BadgerlandExteriors.com.
What's up, Madison? It's Stacy from Bruner Realty. You know that honey-do list that's been sitting on your counter since what, 2020? Yeah, we can handle that. From leaky faucets to light fixtures, our handyman team at Bruner Realty fixes it all. Fast, friendly, and done right the first time. We take care of it so you don't have to. Visit fixedbybruner.com. That's fixedbybruner.com. Because your to-do list deserves a happy ending.
It takes a team to meet just about any goal, and that's as true on the football field as it is in the office. So it's good to know that you have the Gordon Flesch Company on your side. For more than 60 years, GFC has provided cutting-edge office technology for companies of all sizes, and as the nation's largest Canon dealer, GFC delivers the latest office technology, service, and is supported by the most experienced professionals in the industry. That's business technology managed. Visit gflesh.com to learn more.
Start your career where the road to success is paved in coffee. At Dunkin' Donuts, we're now hiring crew members and hourly shift leaders at our locally owned locations. Dunkin' offers flexible schedules, employee discounts, health and dental benefits, and paid time off. Plus, bolster your resume with our own leadership training program and even scholarship opportunities. Up to $1,500 per semester. Text Team Spirit to 85000 or visit teamtmart.com/careers to apply. Dunkin', America runs on you.
To those who've ever dreamt of their perfect event, those dreams are worthy and they are possible. Hi, it's Jeffrey from Celebrations Entertainment. With hard work, passion, and great music, we will make your event dreams a reality. Every event is a labor of love, with one-on-one planning, customization, and flawless execution. Bringing your event to life is what we do. For a fun, memorable event, visit celebrationsentertainment.com. That's celebrationsentertainment.com.
Life's better with Drive My Way from American Family Insurance, because we know it's more than just a car. It's your escape pod, your adventure mobile, your memory maker. And we help protect the dreams that drive you. Personalize what you pay for auto insurance and you could save between 5 and 20%. American Family Insurance. Get a quote and find an agent at amfam.com.
Products not available in every state. Unsafe driving behaviors may increase your rate. Visit amfam.com to learn more. American Family Mutual Insurance Company, SI, and its operating company, 6000 American Parkway, Madison, Wisconsin.
The Don has spoken.
This is not a program that you have to turn around. This is not a rebuild program. This is a program that has won, has been winning.
Listen to the Barry Alvarez Show, Mondays at 6 on 100.5 ESPN. From LA to Piscataway, this is your college football scoreboard update, driven by Metro Ford of Madison.
It's almost kickoff time for the Badgers and Illini at Camp Randall. But before we do that, let's take a look around the Big Ten today. First up, Rutgers taking on Ohio State. Top-ranked Buckeyes get it done, 42-9. And the Buckeyes looking like they're going to have an easy path to the Big Ten title game and play for seeding in the college football playoff. 18th ranked Michigan travels to Maryland and earns a big 45-20 win. Michigan now up to 9-2 overall and 7-1 in Big Ten play. A little bit of a stunner, maybe? Depends on how you feel about Minnesota. They lost at Northwestern 38-35. Northwestern finding a way to become bowl eligible, now with a 6-5 record. Michigan State and Iowa. Ooh, always a good matchup of two Big Ten teams. Iowa gets it done 20-17. Going on right now, a huge top 15 matchup. Number 15, USC, and number 7, Oregon. Has college football playoff implications on the line, and the Ducks lead 42-27. And Nebraska and Penn State underway, and later tonight,
Metro
Washington
Ford
and
of
UCLA.
Madison, Madison's trusted Ford dealership. Learn more at metrofordofmadison.com.
The crowds have made their way to Camp Randall Stadium as we wrap up this edition of the ESPN Wisconsin College Game Day pregame show. ESPN Wisconsin College Game Day is presented by Coors Light. When you need to refresh on game day, choose a beer that's as cold as the Rockies. Cold filtered, cold lagered, and cold packaged for peak refreshment. When the mountains are blue, you know what to do, and that's crush a Coors Light. 2025 Coors Brewing Company, a Golden, Colorado. We got to get out of here. The Bucks are starting in 2 minutes. One final thought from each of you on Wisconsin, Illinois, starting with you, Brad.
Slow the game down, run the ball, drain the clock, come out on fire, trying to spoil Bret Bielema and the Illinois season.
5 sacks last week against Indiana. It was dominating. It was impressive. It came from a lot of different angles. They're going to need that kind of onslaught tonight against Luke Altmaier.
Fantastic. Thank you guys so much for letting me fill in to host the pregame show. As the host of the postgame show still tonight, I release you from your obligation to listen. If you'd like, we'd appreciate it. Myself and Pablo Iglesias will have all your reactions coming up after Wisconsin and number 21, Illinois. Thank you so much for tuning in on Wisconsin, and God bless everybody.
The countdown to kickoff continues next.
Owen.
You're listening to ESPN
Sorry
Wisconsin
for,
College Game Day.
Yep.
Madison's financial challenges need a Dane County-based bank.
Studio.
Starion Bank is a full-service community bank that delivers quality big bank services with a local approach. We are proud to be there for any budding entrepreneur or small businesses, helping them exceed their financial goals from banking to lending to cash management. Visit a banker at one of our convenient branches in Middleton, Monona, or Sun Prairie.